What's up, guys? We're back with my little sister Kimmy. We've had on the channel a few times now. And today, we're gonna take her through the exact strategy that you need to win as an advanced pickleball player. In the past, we've taught her how to serve and the general technique, but today, we're gonna teach her the best strategy so that she can win in actual games. Regardless of your level, we're gonna go over some really important things that you have to understand, so pay close attention. At the end of this video, we're gonna play some real points and see if Kimmy can hang. So let's play a quick point to get started. All right, not the best start. So, Kimmy, the first thing I want you to keep in mind, so we're starting off returning. Me and Kimmy are the returning team. When you're returning, so get back to your returning stance, your main goal after you hit the return is to run directly to the kitchen. So Keaton, give Kimmy a serve and let's see what it looks like when she's trying to go straight to the kitchen line.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Exactly. So your goal on the return is to go from hitting the shot to as close as you can get to the kitchen line, right, before your opponent, ideally before your opponent hits the ball. So what you should do is you should run in, and right before your opponent's going to hit the ball, you want to jump into a split stance, which you definitely know from tennis. So the closer you can jump into that split stance to the kitchen line, the better, because that makes it harder for them to get the ball at your feet. So let's see one more example of that. You're running in, and then you jump into your split stance right before he hits his third shot. Perfect. And yeah, exactly. So you missed that one, but you're ready for the shot that he's going to hit at you, right? And something that makes it easier to get in quickly is moving in while you're hitting the return. So if you hit your return and you just stay here and wait, then you start to run in, it takes a lot longer than if you are moving in through the return. So what you can do is you can start a little bit farther back so you have room to move in through your return, so you can run up to the kitchen line and jump into that split stance. Nice, exactly. And you're in the right position. And if your opponent hits a really deep serve and you get caught a little farther back, it's okay to jump into your split stance from a little farther away. What you don't want to happen is you don't want to be running as they're hitting the shot, because then if he hits a hard shot, you're gonna get tangled up and you might miss. So let's see a deeper serve, Keaton. Let's see how she reacts. Exactly. So there, you jumped into your split stance here. They didn't hit the best third shot, so you're able to move forward and get to the kitchen. But even if you're hitting your fourth shot from right here, the shot after the return, it's totally fine. The main thing is that you're on balance and you're ready for whatever they're gonna throw at you. So now that you understand how to go from your return to getting into the kitchen, we need to think about our next shot, which you hit from up here, which is called the fourth shot. It's the first shot you hit after the return. It's called the fourth shot because serve is 1, return 2, third shot, fourth shot, right? So let's see how that looks. Tough serve. So exactly, we can stop the point. So one thing to keep in mind is that when you're hitting your fourth shot, there's two different types. So in one case, they're gonna hit a drive where they hit hard at you and you're gonna have to respond to their power. The other case, they're gonna hit a drop where the ball lands in the kitchen and you need to create the power. So there they went for drives. So when you're responding to a drive, it's really important that you have a firm wrist, because our goal on the fourth shot, whether it's a drop or a drive, we want to get the ball at their feet and hit it hard so that they can't come in. So let's see that again. Nice. Wow, exactly.
Put it away.
So you did a really good job there, because those drives are actually pretty good. You kept your wrist firm, which made your shot really pure off of their drive. I see a lot of players in the 3-pointer to 4-pointer range, the ball gets drived at them, and they have this really flimsy grip on it, which is good for other shots, but not if you're getting the ball drived at you. And what happens if you have that flimsy grip is you pop the ball up and you give your opponents the opportunity to crash in on you. Now guys, I want to see how she responds to a drop. So go for a drop on your third shot, and let's see how she does. Pretty good. So when your opponents go for a drop, generally what you're trying to do is be aggressive with topspin, and the technique of doing that is what we call a roll. So a few videos back, I actually showed you how to hit a roll. So on this next one, I want you to try really hard to get under the ball with your wrist and go for a topspin roll.
Okay.
See how that looks. Exactly, that was great. So key difference between the roll and our response to drives, when your opponent's hitting the ball slow, as you did there, you can take a lot bigger of a backswing, right, to get your power. If they're hitting it hard, you want your response to their third shot to be really compact so you don't mistime the ball. There, though, you got a nice high ball. You can essentially do a swinging volley, right? So let's see one more like that. Exactly, exactly. So a lot of the power from your roll is going to come from your wrist, and that's also where you're going to get that top spin. So the technique that she did there, guys, this is a forehand, but she's just coming under with her wrist, and she's windshield wiping up. So we call it the windshield wiper because it looks kind of like a windshield wiper on the car, but she's really just doing it on this side of her arm. So she's not fully windshield wiping. She's coming up the back of the ball, and what that does is when the ball bounces, it makes it accelerate. So if you can get it right at your opponent's feet when they're trying to come in, it's super effective, and it keeps them back. All right, guys, let's see a point now where Kimmi's returning from the left side. All right, so there we got into a dinking rally. So regardless of how well you're playing, eventually they're going to make it into the kitchen, and that's where the dinking game starts. So there we saw a little bit of you dinking, and coming from tennis, that's the one piece of pickleball where there's not really anything like that in tennis, so you might be a little unfamiliar with the strategy.
Yeah, I kind of just want to hit it hard.
Exactly. You might be getting the urge to hit hard. Just know when you're dinking, the main thing that you're looking for is a high ball to accelerate on. So you don't need to dink just for the sake of dinking. You're waiting for a ball to go big on. So let's see another point. By the way, guys, we're all out here wearing Blender sunglasses. If you're looking for some new glasses to play pickleball in, these are great, super high quality, not too expensive, and they also protect your eyes from the ball. So go check them out. We have them linked below the video. So Kimmi, to go over dinking strategy, I actually want to do some points. We're all starting up. This is a good way to isolate it. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to play a few points. You have to dink everything in the beginning, and then after a few shots, you can do whatever you want. So let's just see how this goes.
Ooh.
Exactly. So when you're in a dinking rally, you're waiting for the chance to hit hard, which is called a speed up, right? One tip I want to give you is that when you're dinking, it's a lot easier to go for a hard dink that doesn't give them the chance to accelerate if you go cross court. So remember the top spin dinks that I showed you a few videos back? Mm-hmm. Try some of those in this next point. Go cross court. You can even do that two-handed one we talked about. Let's see if we can get the chance to accelerate. And don't feel like you need to wait just to keep dinking, right? If you feel like you have the opportunity, accelerate.
Ooh.
So that was definitely not the best opportunity because you took it on the rise, which means the ball was coming up.
But can I say something? What if I had made that? It would have been
If you had made that, the ball would have been going at an upwards trajectory, probably would have gone out. So she hit the ball, guys, like from like right at this height, right? So if you accelerate from here, the ball has to go up to go over the net, and your opponents can hit down on it. So what you're looking for when you're trying to find a ball to attack on is something higher, okay? So you want a ball that's at a higher, height, right? So that you can hit down on it more. It's not always going to be like super high, but even just above the height of the net gives you enough of the ability to hit hard without having to hit up. All right, let's see another one, guys. Exactly. So Drew gave you a pop up there. That is your cue to go big, which you did, and you did a good job. Super easy shot, but it was good that you went aggressive on it. All right, one more, guys.
Was I the one that was supposed to hit it hard?
That was a little bit too low, but you did a good job. You came onto my side. So when you're the left side player and you're a righty, a lot of the time you're going to be taking those shots in the middle. So that was good that you naturally did that. That one was probably a little bit too low to go hard on. So now let's go back, play some normal points again. I want to see if you can do the same strategy in an actual point. All right, guys, let's see it. Honestly, you did a good job of moving the ball around there, and I think that it's important that you don't just hit the dink the same way every single time. You're keeping them on their toes, but you went for an acceleration or a speed up there at the wrong time again, which gave Drew the chance to accelerate. So
it's hard.
Yeah, it's tough because they're good, so they're not always going to give you a high ball to accelerate on, so you have to be a little bit patient. Ooh,
Sorry.
missed the center of the paddle there. But yeah, Drew hit a good drop, and it's a little windy out here if you guys can tell. So when it's windy, you have to make sure you're really watching the ball because it's not always going to go where you expect it, right? You might be able to hear the wind. And you want to make sure you're hitting the ball in the center of the paddle, right? Even though it's going to be moving around a little bit, you got to track the ball. Ooh, good job. So yeah, so sometimes if you're dinking well, your opponents might just miss, right? So you can get a free point like that. You don't always have to go for a speed up. Sometimes being patient will pay off. Really short dink there.
Got it!
Oh. Yeah, so you got to be ready. So Keaton,
I thought I had a better speed up in that one though.
yeah, so your speed up on your two-hander, I don't know if it's supernatural for you to be going for one-handed backhand speed ups. You might want to do it with two hands. But yeah, Keaton there got you with the right shoulder. So you got to be ready to defend that right shoulder with your backhand because that's one of the best spots for someone to speed up at you. Let's do one more like this, guys. Great roll volley. So you did a good job on that first roll volley of leaning in. A lot of the time on your roll volleys, guys, you're gonna have to really lean in and use your wrist to get that power. The next one was too short though, so she let it bounce. And sometimes you can let it bounce and it's high enough to where you can still be aggressive. So don't feel like you always have to hit the ball out of the air to be aggressive. Kimmi did a great job there of waiting for that ball to bounce and then being aggressive on it, and she got the point because of it. And as a side note, guys, for anyone watching that's still rocking an Amazon paddle or anything under $70, I highly recommend considering an upgrade. All the tips on our channel are definitely gonna help you, but a better paddle with a bigger sweet spot is gonna make a difference in your game immediately. And don't worry, you don't need to spend $250 to get a good paddle. Our paddle, the Sweet Spot Pro, if you use our code STRATEGY for $20 off, it's only $120 and it has all the best tech on the market. It's thermoformed, it has carbon fiber surface, you get a ton of spin. The sweet spot's massive, that's why we called it the Sweet Spot Pro. I'm gonna let you try this for the first time.
Yeah, it's a definite game changer.
If you compare it to an Amazon paddle or anything like that, it's night and day. You're just gonna miss less. There's more room for air on the paddle. You're gonna get more spin. You're gonna have more consistency. You're just gonna play better. So if you're looking for a paddle upgrade, I highly recommend going to check this out and using code STRATEGY for $20 off. Now though, guys, we're gonna go through serving strategy. So Kimmy's going to be the server. And remember, Kimmi, on the serve, your third shot, you either want to go for a drive or a drop, right?
Yes.
So you can pick and choose whatever you want to do, and we will adjust based on what you do.
Okay.
So let's see it. Really good serve.
Oh,
Ooh.
that would have
So
been good.
Sometimes they hit a tough return like that. When you hit a serve, guys, you need to be really ready for that return to come back. You never know what's gonna happen. So right after that serve, you should be in the best possible position with your footwork. You wanna have a wide base, bent knees, and you wanna be on your toes so that you can react to the return. Let's see another one. So there, Kimmi, Drew kind of hit a floater return to you.
I should have.
I feel like you should have hit a drive there because when you have a high floater return like that, guys, that's the best opportunity to go for a hard drive because she could have hit downward on the ball and that would have been tougher for them to respond to. So next time you get a high one like that, try a drive.
Okay. You.
Ooh. So I hit the drop there. We were coming in. We both need to move in as a unit, and Drew hit a nice roll ball at you. So you want to go for the reset. Remember, we want to jump into that split stance when we go for a reset. Let me see that split stance, right? And you want to absorb the power. You did a pretty good job, but you hit a little bit too floaty. Luckily, we got Drew to miss, but when you're going for a reset next time, make sure you're nice and low so you can absorb that power. Nice, good
That was
roll volley.
good.
So she got the higher return there, guys. She went for a drive. Keaton probably should have let it go. I think it was gonna sit way long, but still hit a good enough drive to come in. She worked the dinks well, and then she got that roll volley and was aggressive with it. So definitely getting the strategy now. Let's keep going though. I wanna see some more drops. So let's see if we can get some of those.
Nice
Ooh,
shot.
So a lot of the time, Kimmi just made a huge mistake that I see so many players make. She hit her serve and she started drifting in, but Keaton's return caught the wind and landed super deep. So when you hit your serve, guys, never start drifting in until you see where it's gonna land. So when you hit your serve, wait a little bit behind the baseline so that if you need to back up, you can, because you never wanna be backing up when you're hitting your third shot. You always want to try to be moving forward through the ball. So what Kimmi should have done there, hit her serve, backed up, and then moved forward through the ball. Ooh, goal kitchen.
No!
She played the point well, but unfortunately her toe is on the
way.
kitchen line, so.
No, it wasn't. It was like,
Just
does that
barely-
count?
No,
If my
unfortunately.
top of my shoe.
We're not keeping score right now, but unfortunately they would have won that point. So just you have to keep in mind that once you get into that split stance, Kimmi, when you're coming in, try not to move forward. You don't want to be moving your feet anymore after you get up to the line, right? So only move your feet side to side if you need to. Ooh,
Question.
yes.
You should have covered me.
I think I could have got one of those shots, but you made a mistake on that last one. Keaton, his last shot was way off the court, right? And one, you weren't ready for it, so you kind of were off balance. But two, his dink was going so far off the court. What can you do when a dink's going that far off the court?
Around the net post.
She could have hit it around the post, guys.
I've never
so
done that.
she's never done it, but as she gets more familiar with the game, in that situation, she's probably going to want to go around the post, which you see a lot of higher level players doing. Now, look, guys, we're going to play a quick game to 5. So me and Kimmi versus Drew and Keaton, and we're going to see if Kimmi can hang with the skills that we've gone through today and in the last few videos that we did with her. So
Okay.
let's go.
You.
Ooh, good dinking, Kimmi. Cool, so we got the first point. We're up 1-0 now. Kimmi serving on the left. So it is 1-0-2.
Yes. We'll take it.
We'll take it 2-0-2. Drew should have put that ball away, but we will take what we can get out here. And guys, if we win this next point, you have to like and subscribe. 2-0-2. Ah,
That was your fault.
you still have to. Okay, I'm watching you. We're out here in the heat, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. All right, so it is 0-1 now. Oh, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be the coach.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Get it
1,
together.
2, 1. Ooh, good reflexes, Drew. Honestly though, Kimmi, you did a good job on that first volley dink, getting Drew off balance. He just was better than me in that hands battle, so they got the point. All right, we're at 2-2-1. Ooh, Drew did a really good job on that drive.
I feel
You
like
might-
the net, like if I make that though, it's so good, but the net's just like in the way.
Yeah, you gotta get it over the net, you know. It's always gonna be there. But yeah, that drive that he hit you, you might have taken too big of a swing. You still hit it pretty well, but be careful because if he's hitting it hard, you don't wanna miss hit the ball because you're taking too big of a swing. 3, 2, 1 for you guys. Good dink, Kimmi. Alrighty.
You. Out.
Oh, it's out, our point. We got the ball back to serve. All right, it is 2-3-1. Oh, she missed the serve. All righty. Yeah, this wind is tough, guys. Sometimes when it's windy, you got to shrink the court and increase your margin. So aim further away from the line so that if there's a gust or something, you don't miss the ball. All right, it is 2-3-2, my serve.
Oh my.
Well, you gave yourself a good chance. You kept making him hit more balls.
Oh, Oh God, I couldn't get it out of his strike zone.
Your goal there is to try to get the ball
shorter.
Yeah, a little bit shorter, but
that's hard. It's too windy.
Tough. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1 for you guys.
Oh, right?
Right idea, but you just missed it. So remember, it's windy, so shrink the court, increase your margins. Same a little bit farther from the line. You also could have taken that one down the middle.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
A little safer. All right, game point for you guys, 4, 2, 1. Ooh,
yes, we're still in
nice little roll. We're still in this. That's a tough way to lose, but guys.
Was that the right play though?
Good play, but remember guys, you need to stay on balance when you're being aggressive from the kitchen because, as Kimmi just showed you, it can be very easy to fall in, even if you're almost a pro or pretty much a pro tennis player.
Don't do what I do.
So,
don't follow my...
Yeah, we can learn from Kimmi today. But if you want to watch Kimmi's last video where I taught her the full technique of serving, which you saw her using just now, watch this. This video is sponsored by playpickleball.com. Check it out to get latest information on coaches, courts, leagues, and other cool resources. Thanks for watching.